These are the plaintiffs, Aretha and William. Aretha says they paid the defendant a deposit for a golden doodle puppy. Then, less than 24 hours later, they called and said they had made a mistake because it wasn't a good time for them to take on the responsibilities. A few months later, when they were ready, the defendant told them she wouldn't sell them a puppy if her life depended on it. Huh? Now they have no dog and no money and are suing for the $1,000 they're owed. This is the defendant, Kelly. She says she's a master groomer and doggy daycare business that occasionally sells puppies. The plaintiffs were very nasty to her. They disputed the deposit on their credit card and lost. And now they want a puppy from her? No way. She's accused of being doggone stubborn.
All parties, please raise your right hands. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. Aretha and William, you're suing Kelly for $1,000, $500 of it a puppy deposit that you place that she won't return, and another $500 for stress and duress. Okay, I like that, stress and duress. That's the first time I've seen it called that. All right, what happened?
What happened was that on early May, we found our business. The intention was for my niece to get a puppy, and we found the business, and the price was right. So we arranged with Kelly to set up an appointment where we could see the dogs.
We being yourself?
Myself, my niece, and
Her
my
mother,
girls.
which is your sister-in-law?
Yes, my sister-in-law, and also my girls.
You have twin daughters?
My twin girls,
Okay.
yes.
It was like 8 people that went to visit the dog.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she brought out like 12 puppies. It was great.
Oh,
it was just wonderful.
heaven.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she was very gracious to us. And my niece picked a dog. So we left that day, and when we got home, of course, my daughters wanted a puppy too.
Well,
so
yeah, you should have thought of that before you brought your daughters to it.
Yeah, well, it was always in the background
Yeah, it
that
had
we
to
might
be,
have had
yeah.
it, so we might get a puppy. So we went back. It was late in the evening. They were almost ready to close. I put a $500 deposit down for a puppy for my girls. I didn't sign a contract, nor did I pick a puppy because my
Well,
girls
why'd you put the money down?
because the girls could not decide on.
No, that's why you didn't sign a contract to pick a puppy.
Yeah.
I'm asking a different question. Why did you put money down?
Because she said, put the deposit down when you guys decide on, call me tomorrow when the girls decide on which puppy they wanted. Because it was two male
were they going to
dogs.
hold those 2 puppies because someone was going to buy a puppy that night?
Well, you know what? That's what we decided on that time.
All right, go ahead.
So we went home, and my dad was living with me at the time, and he's been in and out of the hospital quite a bit. When I went home, he was looking pretty rough. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did we do? We shouldn't have probably paid the money down for a dog.
All right.
And as I said,
All right,
that
so
night,
you decide that you want out. So you call them at what time the next morning?
First thing.
Okay,
First
what
thing
time
I
is
called.
first
It was
thing?
less than 24 hours, around 9:30.
Okay.
And she said, well, it's a no refund. Look at your receipt. I said, okay, no refund. Dispute it with your credit card company, which we did. We disputed with the credit card company.
You're not going to win that one.
No, and I lost. I lost. But when I called the credit card company at one point during the whole dispute, the credit card company says, many times you can work things out with the business owner. You know, it depends on the business owner. We have a business. We know what it's all about. So I went to the business owner, or I called her, I can't remember, and I said, can we work it out where if someone has a deposit and they want a dog, can I get my money back? Like if I send someone to your business, or if you know somebody. I was just trying to work it out. I didn't know the outcome would work out this way, but obviously that's not how they do business.
Because what did she say to you?
She said that it's no refund. And she said to me, you can use that $500 for a future litter when your situation improved. And it did improve. And on August 22nd, this was early May when we started, August 22nd, we went over there. And Kelly Jo came out and she became unhinged. She was, never in my life. The words that she said to us.
Like what? Tell me.
She called me a liar. She said, don't
What did
you guys
she say you were lying about?
She said, I read the contract and I know what the contract says.
Meaning she said that you had read the contract.
Yes.
Okay.
She also said that I read a contract to my sister-in-law. That's what she said. And she said, don't you guys have pillow talk? You lost the dispute. You're a sore loser. She interrupted me every time I was trying to. We couldn't get anywhere with her as far as working anything out. okay, well, if you're not going to sell me a dog. She also somehow.
So wait, so did she say, I don't have a dog to sell you? Did she say, I will not sell you a dog
She
no
said,
matter what?
I will not sell you a dog.
Did
no
she give a
matter
reason
what.
why she would not sell you a dog?
I think her reason, my understanding is that at one point when I went back in her business and I said, can we use the money for a future deposit, the money to.
You had a friend who wanted to buy a dog.
No, I didn't have a friend. I said, just in case if I know somebody
who might want to buy a dog.
Send somebody to your business.
And she objected to that.
She objected
why
to
is that objectionable?
Okay, first of all, because, Your Honor, I'm in this whelping box from the time these puppies are born. I am not going to have somebody flip one of my dogs. You're not going to pay, just because you lost the $500 dispute with her credit card, you're not going to pay the difference and flip my dog. My dogs are microchipped. They have a health certificate.
But what if she brought that person to you and you liked the person and they were perfectly fit?
Then she could have did that, but that's
but what she's saying is that when she suggested it as an alternative, so nobody would lose money, that you immediately said, no, you're not going to flip my dog. But you make it flip sound like she's going to make a business out of buying low and selling high when that's not really what she was saying.
In our contract, it says no refunds, but we will put the deposit onto a future litter because she had kids involved. When they came on that Saturday, I was there, and it was so fun. We brought all the puppies up. There was all these kids sitting on the floor. I want this one. I want this one. They could not decide. And
as a mother, I just have to say, this is a recipe for disaster.
Right.
Unless you're buying a dog. You know?
They were like freaked out, like, that one peed. Oh no, that one peed. So you're constantly
apparently the dog can't pee?
Right. So her relative picked out a puppy, and it was for her daughter for college, a college gift. And it was so exciting. Because they were all black with a little bit of white, so it was hard to tell them apart. So we put a collar, and she's like,
what kind of dogs are these?
Golden Doodles.
Okay.
And so, anyways, she didn't understand our 2-page contract.
Who didn't?
Her relative that purchased one. There was a language barrier. So,
hold on one second. Let her finish her sentence, and then I'll get back to you. Go ahead.
So Aretha read the whole contract and pointed out.
Because the person didn't speak English? Is that what you're saying?
She didn't speak it.
Or she couldn't read English?
I don't think so.
Because it was read to her by Aretha?
Yes, that is correct.
Who is the person?
My sister-in-law has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. She can read and write perfectly.
That she got in America in English?
American English. But people
is this your sister? Who is it?
My sister-in-law.
Okay, married to your...
Yeah, she...
Married to
my brother.
Yeah. All right,
But
in any event. All right, so go on.
Okay, so the plaintiff read the whole contract, 2 pages.
Did the plaintiff sign a contract, by the way?
No.
Oh. Okay.
We have a picture of the contract that we drew up for her and stapled.
But she didn't sign anything?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
And there was just things when I came forward and I tried to smooth it over.
Smooth what over? What did they say?
Like, she just kind of got hostile, like, I want my money.
Okay, but hold on. Somebody at some point tells her, no, you can't buy the dog if you're going to flip it. Who does that? You or Alicia?
I do. Of course
you do.
I do.
Okay, so all right. So go ahead. Talk to me about that.
So I take it very serious on my breeding, and I told her, no, you're not going to buy a dog, finish paying it off, and resell it to...
Well, why didn't you just suggest to her, well, if you bring me the person and I approve of them, then that's fine. Why didn't you do that?
She didn't bring that...
No, why didn't you bring that up? Instead of saying, no, I don't flip dogs, did you ever say to her, well, that'll be fine, but I have to approve of your friend. Yes or no?
No, I didn't.
Right, because if you don't say that, you get to keep a bonus $500. Now, you and your husband show up that day, and what happens?
Pretty much, they both were there.
Actually, I have a video of what happens, right?
Yeah.
Because at some point, somebody whips out their telephone.
She started to videotape us first, so we started videotaping her.
Well, yeah, that's true. Do you have a video? Because I didn't see a video.
No,
Okay.
I didn't.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, hold on one second.
And you say that you will not sell me a dog.
That's my voice.
And the deposit that I put down, which is not refundable, we all were clear on that. You sold the dogs that we wanted. You sold them.
Our black sold for $1,000.
Yeah. So you sold them for $1,000, and now you're saying that you won't sell me a dog, and you have my $500.
Yes.
And you call me a sore loser, so it's hook, rook, and crook.
and you call my wife a sore
It's
loser.
not a good business practice.
It's not good business.
It's not good business.
One good thing is the dogs don't have your DNA because your DNA is not suitable to run a dog business.
Thank you.
All right?
Okay, don't put that on the media.
Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. Let me ask you a question. You had made some comment earlier about, I wish I had done some investigation. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, when I was starting to Google her, the first thing that popped up was a Facebook page group. They were victims. There were people that had been in similar situations as us. There were people that were sold sick dogs to that somehow she didn't even try to compensate or help the new owners with their sick puppies. There were also contractors or people that had worked with her that she just never paid or finished or followed through with payment. There was also on the Facebook page started mostly because about 2 or 3 years ago, a dog died in her care. And she lied to the owner about how the dog died. And she was even on our local news.
She submitted
owners.
into evidence some newspaper articles about that.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to ask you about it because the accusation was that the dog had been mauled by 7 dogs and it was horrible. You took it to the vet and the dog was cremated and you told the owners that the dog had had a seizure and you had taken it upon yourself to cremate the dog, which is a lie. That's not how it happened. You admitted that's not how it happened. And what was your reason for lying to the dog owners?
Welcome back to the People's Court, Harvey Levin here. So, if the credit card company makes a decision on whether a debt is valid or not, can the person who loses that decision then go to court? And can the judge reverse the credit card company?
Absolutely. You don't have to let a credit card company run over you. I said that funny. You don't have to let a credit card company run over you.
Absolutely. You said it right second time. What did he say?
I agree with him.
So the judge is not bound by what the credit card company does?
Absolutely not.
So, clean slate, you go into court, the judge doesn't even have to consider it?
No, he doesn't.
No, they have to consider it. They absolutely.
Lawyer? Is he a lawyer? What's going on here? Going inside the courtroom.
A soft Wheaten Terrier attacked a golden doodle named Molly. It was one bite in her trachea.
The report will say that.
Say it again?
The animal control report says that it was only one bite.
I don't care how many bites it is. Why did you lie? My question is not about, how dainty one dog was when it was killing another dog. My question is, why would you lie to the homeowner?
Okay, I felt to me I did not lie because the vet did the surgery. She said that she probably died of like a stroke or a
Except
seizure.
for that, the vet. What happens is that those dog owners go to the vet, and the vet tells them, "What are you talking about? Dog didn't die of a seizure. The dog died of an attack." And it looks like what you're doing is protecting your own hiney. You see, because you don't want to get sued. That's how this looks. It doesn't look like you were being kind and didn't want them to suffer. It looks like you didn't want to get sued. You understand? Which means that you were willing to lie to them in order to not get sued and not lose a lawsuit, which concerns me because I have to decide if you're lying to me when you talk about how she read the complete contract and she knows what you demand and all this other stuff. Now, my next question to you is, why would it matter if she read a contract to someone else, which she claims she didn't, but why would it matter? If she didn't sign it, this whole thing about you can't secondary sale, it's all in your contract, you say, but you don't even have a signed contract with her. You have a $500 deposit that she puts down, no signed contract, and then an unwillingness on your part to sell her a dog. Why? Because you have a hint that she's going to flip it. You don't even have a right to tell her you can't flip it because she didn't sign a contract that said, I won't be flipping. It's property. I know we all love our dogs, but in court, you all know it's property, right? So you have this contingency on what she can do with her property that she never agreed to. And the only thing you can hang your hat on is she knows she read somebody else's contract. That's not going to fly. So if you're not going to give them a dog, you have to return their money. Now, you don't get stress and duress, although I do like it because it rhymes. I'm going to use it in my freestyle rapping. And no, there's no stress and duress. This is a contracts case. Yeah. And what you get is your damages for breach of contract, which are the $500. I'm ruling in favor of the plaintiff and the amount of the $500.
Thank you.
Well, after a legal dispute, the plaintiffs are going to get that $500 back. You can't be surprised, can you?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Because they don't deserve it.
It was a deposit.
And I understand that, But
So you either get a dog or the deposit back, one or the other, right?
okay, well, we have a non-refundable deposit.
That's fine, but then you give them a dog.
Okay, well, they're not going to get one of my dogs.
You see what happens when you come to court? You
Yep.
lose.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. I don't think she understands. Wow. You finally won.
Amen.
You lost against credit card, but this one you won. Feel better?
Yes, I do feel better, and she shouldn't be in business. She's ripped off a lot of people, and I'm glad of the verdict. I'm happy.
Yeah, I think she's learned a lesson here, a hard way.
It's hard.
And then there are other places to get golden doodle
Yes,
dogs, you know?
we did promise the dog to the girls, and we have to fulfill it. So we will follow through and
Okay,
give
good
them a
luck.
dog.
They make great pets.
Very happy with the
Yes.
verdict. And don't be overcome by evil. Overcome evil with good. That's
for you.
all I got to say.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much. Okay.
for having
Hope
us.
you get a nice pup. Harvey?
I mean, look, they are right. The judge is never bound by what a credit card company says. Even if it's a police officer who writes a ticket, the judge is not bound to follow what the police officer did.